Hi Dan, here we are again, and I think that there are many things on rugby lovers' minds. Firstly, I think what is happening to Western Province administration, the future of Rassie Erasmus, and also the championship rugby in the United Kingdom. What are your thoughts?
Yes, thank you, Mark. There's just in rugby, there's always so much on the go. I think the big thing is that the axe has finally fallen on Western Province. SA Rugby have invoked from their constitution a clause that allows them to put Western Province Rugby Union into management, and that effectively means that Western Province Union, 183, 38 years old, has been put into liquidation. They've appointed World Rugby, very experienced in rugby admin, as their administrator, to try to pick up this great union that has lasted for so long, that is now sort of imploded and is basically washing out to sea. And I hope they can pick it up. It's a very difficult one to do, what will be allowed, what won't be allowed. But there's only one word for what has happened at Western Province, and that is a disgrace. Everybody was involved, everybody who was involved, everybody who didn't try to stop it, everybody who didn't stand up to Zelt Marais when he was doing these crazy things, you know, turning down big offers from big partners who are experienced in business, experienced in developing, running up enormous debts, putting the union's properties at risk. Everybody is committed to that. Everybody needs to hang their head in shame. And I just hope, and I wish Rian Wilbur also well in picking up the union and maybe forming a new form of administration with key people who know the sport, who know business, who know marketing. And that's Western Province. We'll see where that goes. In the background, we've been watching the United Rugby Championship, and I must say I've been quite horrified at dispatches and watching the game that come back from Europe, where our teams have been, about our players have to adapt to Northern Hemisphere way of playing, to Northern Hemisphere rules. Now we know that the conditions are very different. It's wet and it's cold, and we often play on artificial fields. But what do they mean by we have to adapt to the laws as they are applied? By way of explanation, I'm a golfer, I'm a professional golfer from South Africa. I want to play overseas, I want to play in Britain and Europe and America. Do I then go to St Andrews and Augusta and have to learn a new set of rules? I play by the same rules, and that is what has happened to rugby. It's become a hybrid of what is written in the laws. The United Rugby Championship is interesting. I still wonder whether we've done the right thing. I think the positives are there in terms of jet lag and travel, but I think the negatives have still got to reveal themselves, and we'll see down the road. Our teams have struggled. They're not done quite well. They seem to be coming to terms with it now. But there's another problem. Will we be able to play our return games in South Africa? There's talk of our games, our return games, having to be in Italy, where COVID doesn't affect us. Or there's a meeting at the moment ongoing to see if the teams can come back to South Africa. So for instance, playing Leinster in Italy compared to the Bulls playing Italy at Loftus Versfeld is very different. So that we'll have to wait and see. I think another thing about the URC that people don't seem to realize is that it is not Europe's top competition. The English Premiership outranks it, the French top 14 outranks it, and then comes the URC. So we could actually drop out of contention for the European Cup. So again, how is that going to turn out? At the moment, if you look at the log, we might not have a single qualifier. And then in rugby, as things are going at the moment, the laws. Rassie Erasmus has to face an inquisition from World Rugby. He's asked for that to be done in public, so we can all hear what's to be said, and I think that's very, very necessary. I think what Rassie has done with his video is show that there's something wrong with the game. The laws as they are applied have resulted in a game that is different all over the world. People don't understand it, and it's become quite an ugly game rather than the attractive game it could be. So I hope Rassie gets his way, and that we all hear what World Rugby has to say and what they're going to do. And then finally, on a much lighter note, I am going to Stellenbosch to be with the 1981 Springboks, the Springboks who went to New Zealand. They're having their 40th reunion, and I just hope nobody drops a flower bomb on my head.
Thanks Dan, you killed it. Bye.